President Trump, Greg Sankey, the athletic director of Notre Dame, Bevacqua, walk up to the 19th hole, and the bartender asks, "What do you gentlemen want to have?" And Sankey answers, "Well, Mr. President, if you don't mind, I think I'll speak for the party. We want a miracle." Welcome to episode 439 of College Football's Peek Around the Corner with your host, Greg Pflugar. We cover everything in college football because we love everything in college football. And if you do as well, please subscribe to our channel. Smash the like button if you like our content. Share the video with your family and friends. Let's not waste any more time. Welcome to PATC episode 439. Ross Dellinger, Yahoo Sports, Donald Trump to meet with key college sports decision makers in a golf outing today, Sunday, where they're going to discuss the industry's future. Washington. United States President Donald Trump is scheduled to host two of the college sports' most influential leaders Sunday at his golf course in New Jersey. Notre Dame Athletic Director Pete Bevacqua and SEC Commissioner Greg Sankey are planning to golf with the president at Trump's National Golf Club in Bedminster in an invitation extended to them by the White House. The three men are expected to discuss the future of college athletics as Trump explores his involvement in the rapidly changing industry. Multiple sources spoke to Yahoo Sports about the planned event on the condition of anonymity as they were not authorized to speak on the matter. The significance of the meeting cannot be overstated. It comes 2 days after a California judge granted approval of the landmark legal settlement that further evolves major college athletics into a more professionalized entity where schools will directly compensate athletes. The two men attending the Trump meeting hold significant decision-making power. Bevacqua presides over one of the country's most influential and valuable athletic departments, a school that's become a national leader during the college sports evolution. Trump holds a long-time relationship with Bevacqua, dating back to his days working as an executive at the PGA of America. Sankey is described by many to be the most influential leader in the industry as he manages a conference that, with the Big Ten and Silent Tony, is the most valuable and successful in the country. The three men, Bevacqua, Sankey, and the president, are expected to spend extended time together beyond their round of golf as the NCAA leaders seek congressional and White House assistance for a federal standard to stabilize and regulate what's become an unruly structure. Trump has grown interested in the issues, even deeply exploring the possibilities of issuing an executive order and creating a commission to study the many developments such as player movement and the portal, booster-backed compensation to athletes, and the impact on women in Olympic sports. Such a meeting Sunday could trigger action from the White House or possibly expedite congressional negotiations over college sports legislation. 5 U.S. senators, 3 Democrats, 2 Republicans, we've been talking about this for months, have held regular meetings over a federal college sports bill for the last several months. However, those discussions have been slowed recently by a rise in hurdles with bill concepts as well as global and domestic issues unrelated to college athletics. Trump's involvement in college sports is serious enough that he began the creation of a presidential commission and even selected the chair of the group, Texas businessman Cody Campbell. However, partially in an effort to not impact Senate negotiations, the commission work was paused 2 weeks ago. For more than 5 years now, college leaders have spent millions of dollars in lobbying effort on Capitol Hill as they seek legislation that deems athletes students, not employees, preempts state NIL laws, and provides protection for the NCAA and power leagues to enforce rules without legal challenges. Next week, the 13th congressional hearing related to college sports will unfold. That's going to be happening Thursday. This one from members of a subgroup of the House Energy and Commerce Committee. A new House bill is expected to be introduced next week as well. And finally, in the Yahoo Sports article by Ross Dellinger, the Trump golf outing Sunday comes as a divided time, not just within Congress, but in college athletics. Disagreements linger between the Power Conference administrators over an assortment of issues: the transfer portal, the college football playoff, and even the concept of collective bargaining with athletes. Many athlete advocacy groups, college sports attorneys, and those within the sport itself believe the House settlement will leave many unresolved issues, will elicit dozens of legal challenges on its own, and needs to see to bargaining with athletes, much like pro sports. All right. So there it is, ladies and gentlemen. As we sit here on episode 439 on June 8th, 2025, the President, Sankey, and Bevacqua are doing a little golfing. And then they're going to be doing a whole lot of talking about all the issues. Again, PATC. I'm going to give you my opinion on all this, and I want to hear your opinion in the comment section below the video. I read them all. Episode 439. We need a miracle. Period. Wherever it comes from, we need a miracle. Look, I'm all for the collective bargaining agreement. I'm all for collective bargaining. Absolutely. It was the very first subject I talked about on the very first episode I did on this YouTube channel. I don't see how it's going to come about at this time. Maybe it should have happened 3 years ago. There's a possibility it might happen 6 or 7 years from now. But happening now, holy smokes. Do you see it happening? Is that the miracle shot we need? It would work at some level. It would work. It should have been done years ago. But again, this entity, this college sports world is not like the NFL. It's not like the NBA. It's not like Major League Baseball. I mean, my goodness, there is 1,600 professional athletes in the NFL. In FBS, it's almost 20,000. And the athletes are playing in conferences at completely different levels from each other when it comes to the ability of the conferences and schools to pay compensation to labor. You're going to need multiple collective bargaining agreements throughout college sports. That can be done. But then again, it's never quite going to be like professional sports. You're not going to have a draft. You're not going to be able to tell a school kid, a young man, a young woman, you have to go to this school for education because you got drafted. You're not going to have drafts. This is an unbelievably complicated issue. And right now there's a settlement, House versus NCAA, and it needs a miracle. It needs an absolute codification from Congress, number one, and if they get that, then they need the second miracle. For all the schools, the leadership of those schools, to actually fulfill the obligations of the settlement. In other words, follow the damn rules. It needs two miracles for this to survive. A lot of people are arguing, just walk away from this settlement. Do the walk. Walk away. This ain't going to work. Okay? But then all these other lawsuits that are coming, but especially the ones that have been out there on the dockets that preceded this settlement. There are other ones out there. Why would any other class action lawsuit, why would any other lawsuit, period, want to have an agreement, a settlement with the schools in the NCAA if we all walk away from this settlement that was just done. And lastly, wherever we get our miracle, and we do need a miracle, at some point, if Trump, Bevacqua, Sankey, Congress, the President Commission, some magical CBA that all these presidents are going to agree upon in the next year to save this industry, to save college football, what we love. We need a miracle at some point. But I just want to make this perfectly clear, and then please put down your comments in the comment section below the video. No more is the NCAA the scapegoat. This NCAA House settlement is not a bailout for just the NCAA. It's a bailout for your school. Your school, my school. The $2.8 billion back pay is backbreaking because that is revenue that is not going to come into these schools. And if that $2.8 billion back pay goes to $20 billion back pay or more because there's not codification and or we don't follow the rules, the obligations of this settlement, that $20 billion back pay, yes, a lot of that is going to go on to the NCAA, but a lot of that is going to go onto your schools. Your schools, my school, was part of this lawsuit and other lawsuits, and the lawsuits that are coming down the road, probably beginning tomorrow, Monday, June 9th. We need a blessed miracle out of Congress. We need codification. This has become unruly. It is way more complicated than the NBA and the NFL, way more complicated. We need to get our arms around this, and we need to save college sports, the opportunities for the student athletes. We need to save those scholarships. We need to save these sports until we can get through this mess, and hopefully collective bargaining is in our future. Put down your comments. Comment section below the video. Until next time, from all of us at College Football's Peek Around the Corner to all of you, please, you all take great care of each other. Thank you so very much.